Hello everybody, Attack Power here with another deck building video for Steel Division 2 here with NOV. So let's dive into this. This division is, it's a thing, okay? It has lingered in D tier since it was released. I'm not sure it's really moved from there, although admittedly I have been run over with this division. But, you know, on the flip side, what division haven't I been run over with? You know, at some point in my life cycle of this game, if we're being 100% real here. So let's dive in here. Let's check out this deck. It's definitely a Maverick sort of deck. You cannot play long with this division. I know people are like, Attack Power, you've been playing a lot of Maverick divisions lately. Well, that's because I'm getting to some of the worst divisions in the game. And in a lot of those, you can't play long with a division that's all trash. You really can't. It's really hard because your opponent just eventually out-qualities you. Every unit they call in just, you know, is better than yours pound for pound. So when you're dealing with a division that's just full of super cheap spam junk, which in some cases is strong, you got to take advantage of that spam junk and run your opponent over. If you are trying to pound for pound them value town, you know, like throughout the game with balance and stuff, it just doesn't work. It just does not go super well. There are some key differences deck building wise though in this division than we've seen in many of my other Maverick ones. So let's dive in here. I did realize I left 2 points out. We'll see where we're going to put those. Very likely here. We'll put it here to start. So the recon tab, really great. This is actually a wonderful recon tab. Of course, you'd like more armor, but this division doesn't exactly thrive in the armor department. So first we have the sniper. Just a 2-man sniper team. Comes in at half decent, you know, regular availability here with 1 veteran C, giving you 20 points. There's nothing special here. Then you have what is the most expensive and best infantry unit in this division. And that is, here I go. The Konjiki Izvidashi. 25 points. Comes in a nice high availability of 5 base, going to 4 with 1 veteran C, which you should definitely take. 4 Berettas, 6 rifles, 2 Berettas, and 2 Molotovs. Now, the LMG, the automatic rifle, terrible. It's not very good at all. Gets the job done, though. And it is an automatic rifle, which makes this a little bit stronger at CQC. 4 Berettas, phenomenal. Absolutely lovely. This thing should dominate in a forest because of the Molotovs, the Berettas, and the Beretta. It's very confusing. Beretta. The rifles, whatever. The rifles are whatever. Yes, this thing can technically fight at long range. I'm not sure you want to be doing that. It's going to lose to literally every other double LMG unit in the game at the end of the day. So we have 3 cards of these. We're using them all. 2 in A phase for 8 there, and 1 in B phase for 8 more. So we have 16 in total. It's a nice big number that you can use throughout A and B phase there. This is the most expensive unit. This is one of the only divisions that can boast the entire infantry division, infantry tab is 20 points or less. It's actually pretty nuts. You can really spam hard with it. But yeah, this unit really quite strong. Make sure you're using these. Then we have the Blinda, which is just, you know, the usual armored car, SPW, ABU SOAR, you know, whatever the name. I think it's ABU SOAR. It's good. It does a job. And in the beginning of the game, you need these rushing places. You need to be pressuring with these and using them to help clear out long-range infantry because you cannot really beat Panzergrens. Even Strelky DP are extremely challenging for you to work through because your units just are not long-range based. They are very CQC-oriented. The whole division wants to be fighting in more woods. You know, you're looking at more of a cell kind of division where you can actually, every patch of grass you can dominate, but anything outside of that, you're in a lot of trouble. And this unit is very key to winning those places where you don't have much to fight with. Things we're not taking, the stupid, why? Again, just why? And no, like here, multiplayer is pretty irrelevant because I can't see this division being much of anything in a multiplayer game of 2 versus 2 or more. We have the Ividachi. You get 4 cards of these. I'm not sure why you would ever take these. I'm not sure. And we are going to take another sniper team here in B phase. That's where we'll put our 2 points for now. This will all obviously be the first thing that goes if we find something better for those 2 points. So yeah, nice recon tab here. You should know what's going on all the time. The infantry tab. Essentially, the whole reason to play this division is right here. So let's check out what we got going on. Like I said, no infantry unit is above 20 points, technically, except this OSS leader. I'm not sure why you'd use this. So, I mean, okay, I can see why you'd use this, but I just think the other leader is actually a better choice overall than this one at the end of the day, because you actually really need some AT. So anyway, everything else, though, 20 points or less, pretty nuts. So we have the Borchi. This unit is your technically your bread and butter infantry unit. This is your, like stock. Comes at a nice high availability. Technically comes at the 12, 24, 36 layout here, where you go across and you get lots and lots. There's nothing good or bad about this unit. I mean, it's 11 men, which is a little bit above the curve. Like, if we consider Grenadiers or Strelki the baseline curve, Grenadiers only have 9 men. This has 11, so you're technically getting an upgrade. I like the ZB30 LMG. It's not a Mac rifle, so it fights at CQC a little bit better. So again, 420 points for this sort of unit. It's solid. Again, it's not lighting the world on fire, but for that 20-point thing, it is slightly, I'd put it at very slightly above average. Then we have the Jersninki. I don't know, Nietzsche. I'm sorry. This is going to be all butchering. 3 Berettas, 5 rifles, and a Molotov cocktail. Solid unit. Nothing crazy. Really, you're taking this obviously for the 3 Berettas and the Molotov. It will do relatively all right at CQC. It's not a powerhouse unit, but it does do some nice work at 20 points and can help control those fars. Then we have the Commandeer, which is a lovely 20-point leader, which we see in several of these cheapo divisions here. 12 men, which is nice and chunky, 4 Stens, 8 rifles, and a Piat, and that's the main reason I'm taking this over the OSS leader. I would like the OSS leader, but he does not have any kind of AT weapon. Now, the SOE leader, on the other hand, does have a weapon. It's got commando. It's also got radio. There is absolutely no use for the radio in this deck. 0. No unit uses it. So there's not a lot of reason to value the radio here. The loadout's not anything impressive, and this is just a chunkier unit. I would much prefer a more survivable unit. If radio was relevant, I would take the SOE leader. Since it absolutely is not in this deck, then I'm going to take the Commandeer and have a lot more survivability. And technically the Commandeer can fight. I mean, it can do it. We don't want it to per se, but when you're fighting the woods, 4 Stens, to put down some damage. It's not useless. Need a little drink. Sorry about that. So, yeah. Then we have a unit I'm very split on. The Pioniri. Now, usually this is a unit I'd be super excited about. It's 20-point, 15-man grenade tossing unit. It's actually great. Why? Because the damage it puts out is not great. Okay, let's make sure we establish that quick. Let's look at this right here. The Jurisnichi here are half the number of men. By 1, but whatever. Half the number of men, but still put out more damage with the 3 Berettas and 5 rifles over the 15 rifles of the Pioniri, right? So really all this thing actually does is throw a grenade. The issue with the unit is disheartened, and that's really disheartening. It's very disheartening. And it has a bad availability curve. It's not like 6.53 or something, or 6.4. 6.42. So unfortunately, this unit, despite being 15 men and technically it can survive a grenade throw back at it, which is really good because you get to throw more than 1 grenade, and that's, that makes actually a Pioneer unit much better. The problem is it gets surrendered so easily with that disheartened trait. And there's no security forces here. There's nothing to get rid of this disheartened trait on here. There's nothing in the support tab. I mean, we'll look through here. I might be missing something, but I haven't seen anything that rids this unit of this negative. And that negative is really bad. It just becomes, sometimes you don't even get the grenade off. If you get hit by double Avto team or something, the suppression builds up so fast on the unit that it just can't, it never gets 2 grenades off. It's never happening. So that's why I don't value this unit as highly as I want to. Because technically speaking, again, a 20-point, 15-man squad that throws grenades all day is amazing. But it's just so surrenderable in CQC. Just making sure there's no other transports I'm missing here. Then we have the Proletari. This is like your quote unquote good infantry squad. They're nothing incredible. They're a little bit closer to a grenadier squad here, where you get 7 rifles and the MG34, Panzerfaust, and then there's 2 submachine guns here. You know, it's not lighting the world on fire. I think it's a little bit stronger. I think I don't even know if it's really stronger at long range. I mean, if it is, it's barely. We'll look at those hard stats here. Yeah, the MG34 is better than the ZB30. The fact you're putting out less damage with your rifle is irrelevant. You know, long-range fights are really down to who suppresses first. It's not really about killing your opponent. So really, the MG34 is going to do a little bit more in that department than the ZB30. So, yeah. I mean, that's all there really is to it. So that's A phase. What was that? 6, 12, 18, 26, 29 infantry. A nice number. Plus, remember the units over here, 29 plus 8 more. We got 37 infantry there in A phase. Quite a lot, but they are cheap. They go fast. B phase, we have the Bombassi. This unit is good. It's a 20-point pioneer unit. It's only 8 men, but it's got shock and fanatical. So opposite of the Pionnieri problem, you don't surrender. It's got Raider as well. So this unit, like, if it survives, you know, it doesn't get surrendered, right? So it gets to keep throwing grenades, hopefully, if it survives the first. It also has 9, and these are different, right? Is that... No, this one's normal grenades. That's right. This one, it has an explosive, and it's different. It actually throws faster. So you can see the rate of fire there, 2 rounds a minute. This one gets 4. So you get way more grenade throws off this unit. It's kind of nuts, actually. This unit is very, very good. You know, it actually throws faster. Now, it does less damage, but the suppression it causes, of course, is immediate, right? You don't have to wait as long for the suppression. It's half as much, but that could be the difference, you know, in terms of actually pinning things down before flames get to you and stuff. This unit is very solid. And you get a nice availability of them at 8-6 instead of 6, you know, like no veterancy. You get less than this one at 1 veterancy. Very strong unit. One of the better ones here in this division. Another card of Commandeer. We need leadership. Like, these units need to be popping at 2 or 3 vet. I mean, most of them will be 3 vet minus the Pionnieri because we are actually bringing commander. You know, we want these guys popping at 2 or 3 vet all the time. They got to get these 20-point units to be put in max quality. Then we have a Proletarian B, and finally C phase, a final card of Borchi here, which brings us to a shocking 100 infantry, which I know seems excessive for Maverick, but the fact of the matter is all these units are super cheap. They go fast, and I just don't think going down to 2 vet, like Borchi, look at it, drops down to 8. That's awful. I would not want that. Commandeer down to 4. I mean, I need leaders. Like, leaders got to be everywhere. And they're only 20 points, so I'm going to be calling them in everywhere. Like, a huge drop down to 6. And these units aren't that good that, like, the extra veterancy is really, like, blowing their... I should say, it's not worth it losing the availability for that little bit of extra veterancy. We will put a lot of veterancy on them. It'll make them better. Now, what we're not taking. Corsanti. I'm actually on the fence about this one. This unit is solid. I actually don't dislike it at all. For 15 points, you get a fanatical unit with 13 men. It's honestly more of a CQC unit than anything. Just a chunky, like, here's 4 submachine guns and a bunch of rifles that soak up damage for a while. I mean, maybe that's better than the Pionnieri. I don't even know. I'll be honest, I don't play this division because it's miserable and I don't like it. It's not fun to go into the queue with this division at all. So this unit might be nuts and I'm just, like, undervaluing it. Like, maybe I should be taking out these Pionnieri here because I'm not convinced in these. Then we have the Lovchi Tenkova. This unit is not very good. It's only 6 men. Yes, it technically has a bunch of AT. The Boise anti-tank rifle is terrible. One of the worst in the game. Not the worst, but one of the worst. The AT grenade is the AT grenade. It does what it does. The weapons basically do no damage. I'm not that desperate. I'm really not that desperate for AT. More Borchi, Commandeer, more Pionnieri. The Podroska. I mean, it's technically a double LMG unit, but it's 2 Brens, and Brens are really meh. They're not bad anymore, but they're meh still. And yeah, I mean, they're still not going to beat any sort of Strelky DP or Panzer Grenadier. So why try? Honestly, like, why waste this slot? I'd prefer to just dominate more in the forest and be done with it. And then the 2 leaders we talked about. So yeah, Again, the Croissanti is the card. If there's something here I feel like I'm missing, it's this unit right here. That's the one I have a feeling I'm probably wrong about. Tank tab. Not much to talk about here. We have the S35. The S35 here. Looks like a French tank, but I don't think it is. I think it's like pre-war Yugoslavian tank. It's fine. Like very for 20. I mean, it's 20 points, so I mean, it's not bad. By no stretch is it bad, but it's still only 20 points. Don't expect it to really, you know, kill any armor except half tracks and armor cars, which is what you want to be using this for. But it's also not terribly slow. I was gonna say really slow, but it's actually not. So, it's fine. 20-point tank. The L6. It's got the Breda on it, so you get the nice autocannon little tankette here. It's a nice unit. Does what you want it to. Love these things. That's it. R35s are awful. Like really, 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 really awful. And this doesn't even have like, if it had like the 20 availability or something, I'd be like, okay, maybe we take this for spam value. But not here. Super bad. Support tab. It does stuff. Nothing impressive. We have the 65 mil, which is like actually a worse IG-18. It's what it really comes down to. It's got more heat shells but lower penetration, which is nice. I am gonna actually take. I'm gonna give up one to go to one bet there. Then we have an MG42. They're great. Fanatical Raider trait, solid MG42 unit. We are taking the Commandant here. Like I said, you need veterancy. Your units are so not that strong. Putting them at 3 vet actually makes them fight at comparable levels. And then you're doing it with 20-point infantry, which is pretty darn good. And because your infantry are so cheap, you should have extra points to call this guy in pretty early. Get him in. You need him. And he's a nice 12-man squad. He's big. Technically, he can fight. I would not want him fighting, but the fact is he could. And then a little bit of ammo here. Things are not taking. The L335. It's not terrible, actually, for 5 points. Double LMG, but the Breda is not a good machine gun. It's not like a 50 cal or something. So, not great that way. The 45 mil, this is your usual light mortar thing. The thing is, we're already really good in the woods, so I just don't feel the need for these. And the support slots actually get pretty expensive here. The par top is absolute trash. It should be cool. It's this like close range, really big 10 damage boomy thing. Problem is, it's only 2 men. The only place you can realistically use this is in the woods. But the problem is when you run into enemy infantry in the woods, they see this and kill it immediately. Like, it's trash. It's only 200 meters. The only place I think this is almost useful once in a while is in a town, right? Where you know where the opponent's infantry are, and you... maybe you can't even shoot over... I'm trying to think if this can indirect fire, but I don't think it can, actually. Yeah, this unit is just terrible. It's so terrible. It's unique and unfortunately god-awful. Then we have a Breda machine gun. These are not good LMGs. I would not highly recommend these. And the rest is redundant stuff. Could take the Blinda, but this is much easier to kill than the Commandant, and you needed this so bad. Anti-tank tab. 47 mil. These are good. I like these. These are always solid. Fire really fast. They got some HE on them. They do good work. This is a lovely little unit here. Pack 38. You all know I love the Pack 38. Great unit. Usually trades up. Gives you a lot of value. Nothing to complain about here. And the Pack 40, which I know, weirdly vetting. I don't know why I'm doing that, actually. I don't like that at all. We will have extra points, and we need ways to kill tanks. Notice we don't have many. Things are not taking the Piat, the Solothurn, and another car of the 47 mils. I just don't think these are high impact enough. We have 9 Commandeer, which honestly that gives us as many Piats as we can kind of stomach. And, you know, it is what it is. Obviously, tanks are a problem. Anti-air, another horrible dab. All you get in A phase are these 20 mils. Then we have these 76 mils. I am vetting them once. They don't even have AP, so you're not even getting like the bonus of this unit killing tanks for you, which you honestly kind of desperately need. You don't even get that. You get a really bad 20 mil, and you get a follow-up pretty bad heavy AA piece. This is awful. This is so awful. Artillery tab. Wouldn't you know it, it's awful. Also awful. All you get are 81 mil mortars, no radio, and this 100 mil or 75 mil, both of which are not great, but one does more damage than the other, and I would just prefer the higher damage. I don't know. They're so bad. These are so bad. Like, the heat shell in here is not even useful. It'd be one thing if it was like, oh yeah, I could put this on the front line. No. This is like IG 18 levels of damage. It's a little bit higher HE, but that's it. It's so bad. Oh my god, these are so bad. And finally, the air tab, which is technically good, but of course, in usual fashion of making a bad division, they've taken the possibility of this being good and squashing that possibility. Because while we have good choices here, we don't get most of them until B phase. Like, why? So A phase, you're forced to take a Mustang. I'd much prefer a Spitfire, but look at, they're B phase locked. And with this air tab, AA tab, I don't think you can survive till at B phase. I really don't. Like, with no AA. So you're forced into the Mustang, which is not great because it only has 450 cals, which is not like a terrible loadout. Like, it really isn't. But it's just not enough damage for how fast this thing goes. That's the problem. It goes too fast. So you overfly enemies all the time. Also, it has bad resilience. So it just dies. Obviously, like, it's made of paper. Then we have the B-26. This is a good bomber with very good resilience, 350 kilometers an hour, 2 very big bombs, essentially 1,000 kilogram bombs. It's 2,000 pounds, but, you know, kilograms we're talking here. So, like, good bomber, expensive though, but you're going to need it. Like, this unit needs the Air Force. B phase, we're bringing in the Baltimore. Solid bomber here, 4 227 kilogram bombs, 425. Medium resilience. The other option here is the Ventura, like this one here. I mean, it's better stats on the bottom, but I don't love the bomb loadout, the 113 kilogram bombs. They just don't hit the same. They don't hurt nearly as much. It could be wrong, but the Baltimore's also 10 points less, which is nice. And then we have the Bowfighter, which can kill basically any tank in the game. This is really important. I mean, yeah, you absolutely need it. Now, if I was going to replace this sniper unit, it would definitely be over here in the air tab. Things we could take instead. Not the Bowfighter. Terrible. We don't need another Baltimore. We already have the one. We don't need to double down. Hurricane is an option. Now, this is not a phenomenal AT plane, but it is 30 points less than the Bowfighter, so having it as an option would be nice. It can do, like, it looks bad on paper, but what it ends up doing is kind of finding what you're looking for is side shots and rear shots on tanks and stuff for this to truly be effective. The problem is it's really slow. The medium resilience is nice, but it's just really slow. Though, again, having access to more AT is nice. I would consider another Spitfire card. Probably just this one. Like, why not pay 5 points more and get a way more powerful plane? I'm not sure why you wouldn't at the end of the day. Unless for some reason you really don't like Greek stuff, which is illogical. So, yeah, I mean, a fighter, definitely an option here because your Mustangs, like I said, are not great. But at the same time, how many points do you want to be pouring into your fighters? Like, really, how many? The answer is probably not that much. Because fighters don't win you the game, they just keep you from losing. So it's one of those things, it's hard to advocate for deploying more of these. Like I said, the Venturas, we already have 6 heavy bombers. I'm not sure how many more we are realistically calling out, but I guess if I'm bringing another, I'm bringing this one. It's very good resilience and stuff. I mean, the very good resilience is super helpful. I'm just really struggling with this versus the Baltimore here. I don't know, probably that. And honestly, probably this. I don't know. This is excessive. I know. Like, right looking at this is excessive. But at the same time, like, fighters aren't winning you the game. And despite your AA being trash, if you put a leader next to it with your commandant, these get up to some significant veterancy, you will have enough to stop planes. You know, specifically the 76s, not really the 20 mils. This is for trying to actually shoot the enemy's planes down. You know, and one Mustang chasing him down, maybe you get some kills. I don't know. You can't play this division defensively. It does not have the tools. You don't have the AT tab. You don't have enough support. You have obviously no tanks. You can't go long. You have no RD for a long game. Your AA is not strong. You know, you have to push. You have to get these infantry, pour them into every CQC situation you can find, and then support them with these planes to pick off key units and bomb out heavy enemy defenses that your cheap 20-point infantry just cannot get through. So yeah, NOV, a division that you got to know what you're doing with. Though again, it can have some very explosive starts with some light armor and stuff that can definitely win you some games, but it's a tall ask. It's a tall ask. If you guys enjoyed this, smash that like button, subscribe, check out the Patreon link down below or the YouTube membership. Thank you everyone who's already there supporting me. It helps out a lot and keeps the channel going. Thanks a bunch, everybody, and have a fantastic day.